What's up? So this week on the Screen Queens, we're talking about awkward childhood stories. And if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I was really poorly behaved as a child. I know, me, right? When I'm asked to tell an awkward story about my childhood, it's not so much awkwardness that comes up in my mind, but things that I did that were really bad. Yeah, I guess I'll just tell you guys a couple of short stories that you may think differently of me afterwards, but really, I'm sitting in my basement again talking to you guys on my webcam because I have been busy and can't get my life together, so that ship has sailed. When I was really little, and still to this day, I am an avid sleepwalker. I will go to the kitchen, I will talk to people, I will fall over as shown in many bruises that I've woken up with, and I will change my clothes or attempt to, and I will go outside. I haven't gone outside in a while, but when I was in 4th grade, I sleptwalked outside to my neighbor's backyard, which was like a joint backyard with mine, and they had a swing set, and I fell asleep underneath their slide, and they found me in the morning, and I just started to cry, so much so that I peed myself. My mom was mad, and I couldn't help it. It was just like an awkward situation that just got progressively worse as time went on. Let's see, another awkward story. In 6th grade, I tried to start a cult. And some background context on this, I don't really know if there's any explanation really, but 6th grade was our first year of middle school here. Our school was a combination of every school in the area, and I thought it'd be cool if I started a cult and I would become like really cool and popular, but in reality it was just like your random middle school, like, oh my god, inside jokes, and then like, I don't even know how to really explain the full extent of how embarrassing it was, but I spent one period like making membership cards, and it was called the Hula Muffins because I thought that was so random and so cool to be so random. No. But enough about that awkwardness stuff. Let's talk about how bad I was as a child. My mom and dad referred to me as a spirited child. I grew up going to a Catholic school that I was not invited to go back to because I was so mean and poorly behaved. For example, we had a sandbox in kindergarten in our classroom, and we had a student teacher. So I decided, because I didn't like her very much, that I was going to take the sand that was in the sandbox and fill all of it into her purse. Which I did. I got caught when someone told on me. Another example is when I played video games with my brother. We had the old Super Nintendo with the controllers hooked up with the wires to the thing. I think we were playing Donkey Kong or something, and we were playing a double team, and my character died. And I got so mad that I lost that I took the controller, lassoed it around my head, and then threw it at his head, and it made a solid connection. He had like a big egg on his head for weeks. My mom threatened to send me to juvie, which she didn't call it that, but she called it children's jail, which obviously isn't a thing, but when you're that young, you think it's a thing. Here's a picture of me opening presents on my brother's birthday because I was so high maintenance. I was such a bad kid. I would literally cry if I didn't get any presents. I was also very self-centered as a child, as I am right now. I had to be in every picture. Oh no. There's a picture of me without a shirt on when I was 4 in Florida. Thanks Mom, thanks Dad, public place, cool times. So looking at some of these pictures reminded me that my first big fandom experience was a one-person fandom. It was me. I loved Mary Poppins. I was obsessed. My room was decorated like Mary Poppins. I had the Barbie, I had the movie, I had the soundtrack, I had the costume. So now I see where I was set up for my life on Tumblr. Here's another awkward fan experience I had. I really loved American Idol. like all of my friends did when it was the first big thing and all of the original judges were on it. I really liked Paula Abdul and her music, and I was obsessed. I had all the CDs. I made my friends listen to them. That is maybe the strangest obsession for a 10/11-year-old to have. But whenever I hear Straight Up on the radio, my mind brings me back to that, and I'm like, I was very strange during that stage. I don't know. So there you have it. There are some awkward and other bad stories from my childhood. I hope you enjoyed them. I'm sure there are more, but I don't remember them because I like to repress everything. So everything that happened to me, I'm sure is way deep down in the back of my head somewhere that will never come out. Next week, I know I definitely won't be in this creepy, weird sounding basement and not with my webcam again. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. See you next week on Thoughtful Tuesday. It's funny that this week's theme is awkward stories from our childhood because I'm still pretty awkward. America.